gotta put my phone on silent. It went off last time.
So I that's happened to me too, so it's all good.
Just annoying.
No Biggie.
Yeah, that's true.
Speaking of Biggie, we got Biggie Boy in the main event. No brainer MMA coming at you.
This has got a great lumbar.
UFC Fight Night, Rozenstruik versus Gane, or UFC on Vegas 20, ESPN Fight or UFC Fight Night 186, whatever you want to call it. It's
Is that
UFC
what they're calling
Fight
this?
Night.
That's a terrible name.
I just like UFC Vegas 20.
Yeah, that's good.
We'll keep the numbers on it slowly.
Yeah.
Lowly. The lower the number, the better the number I like to use for the most part. Like who wants to hear UFC Fight Night 185? Like
Lowly. Yeah, that's true. What are you drinking, Dan?
I'm drinking some Canada Dry.
Oh wow.
Ginger ale.
Looks refreshing.
For my bowels that get irritated in a syndrome.
Yeah,
if you
this
don't
guy
know what I'm
won't shut up
feeling.
about his IBS. He talks
Yeah,
about IBS.
I'm opening up my IBS now that we're over 50 subs in. I can tell y'all, any of you guys dealing with IBS,
share it in the comments. Is that how we're
share it in the comments. I'll be sure to sympathize with you. I'll be commenting off my personal account. I should probably add a picture to it, but yeah. But yeah, no brainer MMA. Talking about IBS in the first 10 seconds, you know it's going to be a good one. Let's get into it.
Yeah, let me kick it off, I guess. Dustin Jacoby versus Maxim Grisham. I'm a huge fan of Maxim Grisham. He's kind of like in that Jiri conversation, Jiri Prochazka.
He's 36 years old.
Yeah, like he's an older guy coming to the UFC now, later in his career, but is still like a fucking beast.
Yeah, I mean, he was fighting the PFL, and he's fought all over the place, honestly. M1.
Mm-hmm. He's got a 31-8-2 record, like extensive.
Yeah.
But only 1-1 UFC record. So, you know what I mean? He's 36 years old. He is undefeated in his last 10 fights at 205 and has a record of 21-1-2 at light heavyweight.
Mm-hmm.
He's fighting Dustin Jacoby, who's 13-5 record, 1-2 in the UFC. Has 2 fights for the UFC back in 2012, and he lost them both. And then he got called up back in 2020. Got booked another 2 fights, one on the Contender Series. He won there, and then he had one more fight. So now he's riding a 2-fight winning streak.
Yeah, he won his fight with in his UFC debut, not his Contender Series fight. He had landed some nasty leg kicks. He has a really big kickboxing background.
Oh, cool. He's got we got a record on that.
Yeah, I don't have his kickboxing record on hand right now.
It's tough to find that stuff.
But yeah, exactly. Like, but this guy's fought Alex Pereira before. If you guys aren't familiar, Alex Pereira is the guy that knocked out Israel Adesanya in kickboxing, 1 punch, left hook. This guy also got a KO loss under Alex Pereira under his belt. He's fought King Mo in Bellator. He lost. It was more of like a ground and pound finish. But then he went to and did a bunch of kickboxing fights and stuff since then. But now he's in the UFC. And he's got a 13-5 record. And he's fighting another seasoned vet in Maxim Grisham. I think Grisham probably... Like what kind of style would you say Grisham is? Is he more ground fighting? Is he more?
I would say
I'm seeing a variety of ways he's finished fights.
He's got 9 KOs. He wins 70% by KO. You know, really. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm looking at Jacoby. He's got Maxim Grisham has same thing. 16 wins, 52% by KO, 6 subs and 9 decisions.
Okay, yeah. So I would say Maxim Grisham. Maxim Grishin. That is a tough name to pronounce. Talk about tongue twister. Watch the announcers fuck that up 6 or 7 times. If the fight goes a decent while. I would say he's definitely more of the savvy, like, vet when it comes to,
I think he's more well-rounded too.
yeah, like, he's more well-rounded, but I would give the edge to Jacoby on the feet, and I think that the fight's gonna maybe like fights that happened last week with the Lewis card. This guy,
Right.
I could see some knockouts on this card coming
Oh
up, so
yeah.
I'm gonna take Jacoby TKO early.
Yeah, I like that. I think I'm gonna disagree. I'm gonna go Maxim Grisham. I just am a fan of his. Really tough call though, like Dan said. If Grisham can make a solid weight cut, because he's usually sitting around 220 pounds, fighting at heavyweight sometimes, and I think if he can have,
220 is easy. Like that shouldn't be too tough.
yeah, exactly. So it's not like some crazy. I think he'll, and like I said, he's a really amazing record at light heavyweight. He should only fight at 205. He's got a 21-1-2 record. So I'm gonna go Maxim Grisham.
Yeah, it's a tough fight because the guy's definitely more well-rounded, but I
Yeah.
think there is going to be a discrepancy when the fight's standing on the feet, and Jacoby's probably going to try to keep it in uh kickboxing distance,
Mhm.
and he's had enough MMA fights under his belt by now that he should have improved ground game, be able to stuff takedowns if they are coming from Maxim Grisham. But I'm gonna take just Dustin Jacoby in this one.
Yeah, the fact that this is the first card, I mean the first fight on the card is pretty amazing. This card is stacked.
Yeah, I like this fight card, and I love the main event.
Even
I
and
can't wait to talk about that,
yeah,
but
yeah, we'll
we'll
get
we'll
there.
get into that as we get into
All
that.
right, so we're disagreeing on that one. Dan's going Jacoby, I'm going Grisham, and the next one is Vince Chiharo versus Ronnie Lawrence. Ronnie Lawrence might be like one of the least threatening UFC names I've ever seen. Ronnie Lawrence is coming off a contender series win. He got 12 takedowns and doubled the strikes of his opponent. Just put on a show. He's never been finished and has a 6-1 record. Brand like green to the sport, brand new. And I don't know what this was. He has a white tiger kung fu black slash and gray dragon slash. I don't know what the fuck that is, but it's fucking sounds badass.
Wait,
Um,
what?
he has a white tiger kung fu black sash and gray dragon sash. There we go.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know what that is, but it's got to be some crazy kung fu um like belt.
Yeah.
Um yeah, I just thought it was so badass. I was like, "What the fuck, Gray Dragon? That's badass." He's taking on Vince Cachero, lost his UFC debut to Jamal Emmers and
Yeah, he's also got a TKO loss to Casey Kenny back in the LFA, I believe.
oh, he fought some like pretty decent competition actually so far.
Yeah.
Jamal Emmers was able to take him down 5 times. I think Ronnie Lawrence has another takedown spree this weekend and is able to beat Cachero. Yeah, so I'm going Ronnie Lawrence.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you there.
Good call. He's got
Owen
that
one,
black slant.
0-1 in his UFC career. He's lost 3 of his last 4 fights. Um, 31 years old. I'm gonna take the younger by yeah, he's 28, right? Ronnie the Heat Lawrence. 28 obviously can take people down.
Hmm.
Um, I'm curious to see what his striking looks like. I never saw his contender series fight.
I mean, he doubled the strikes of his opponent in that contender series fight.
Yeah, but a lot of them were ground strikes.
Facts.
Yeah. Um, it's a tough. It's not that this one's easier
I,
to call than the last one.
yeah,
I
I
mean,
like Ronnie
it's not
Lawrence.
it's not that tough for me. I'm gonna take Ronnie Lawrence in that.
Yeah.
The odds reflect that. Ronnie Lawrence is a -150 favorite.
Oh, okay, that's not that bad.
Yeah.
I'll take that. That's beautiful. Though
Yeah.
that parlay. What was the first one, Dan?
Um, it's actually Dustin Jacoby was a bigger favorite, -175. I'm seeing minus
Holy
180.
cow!
I'm seeing up to -195,
So what's Grisham?
plus 155, plus around one,
That's
up
money.
over under one plus 150.
That's money. I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
First two, killing it. You want to move on? We're agreeing. Ronnie Lawrence. Does he have a
Yeah.
nickname, Ronnie Lawrence?
What?
Does Ronnie Lawrence have a nickname?
The Heat. Ronnie the Heat Lawrence.
Oh, that's cool. All right, I'm liking Ronnie Lawrence. God. All right, we're gonna move on to the next fight. I think it's Alonzo Menafield versus William Knight. Is that right? On
Yeah,
your
we both got Barcelos by complete
yes,
and utter domination, right?
yes, for sure. Yes,
Okay.
totally agree. All right. And it's Alonzo Menafield, William Knight.
Yep.
All right.
Pick him up the night. The
Yeah, I'm so fucking excited for this fight. This one's great.
odds are directly even.
Oh, okay, because this fight, let me tell you, is not even. William Knight has never been beaten at 205, with his only losses coming from Tafon and Chukwi, who we just saw make his debut not too long ago.
Yeah.
Striking is elite, averages 4 and absorbs less than 3 strikes per minute at 76% accuracy. Also averages more than 1 takedown per round at 66% accuracy and 60% takedown defense. Alonzo Menafield is riding a 2-fight losing streak, just getting outclassed in both performances. He's consistently looking bad after the first round, like loses everything he's got. And William Knight is coming off a unanimous decision win, where he showed he can go all round. So I think I'm going William Knight all day here.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't. I disagree with the all day. Um, I will agree with you on that. William Knight is probably going to win this fight. But look at the last two guys. I mean, I'm looking at the last 30 fights that Alonzo Menafield has had.
I'll look
Paul
at it right
Craig.
now. Yeah.
Paul Craig's a stud. He
Yeah,
knocked
that
out
was his
Paul
UFC
Craig.
debut.
What?
That was his UFC debut, right?
No, it was his second fight. He won his debut by a knockout in the first.
Okay.
Well, but then he knocked out Paul Craig,
Mm-hmm.
and he lost that decision to Devin Clark, and then he
That
lost.
was a terrible fight too. He beat him so bad. Devin Clark, so bad.
Was it on the ground?
It was on the ground for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was all the whole time on the
Yeah,
ground.
Alonzo Menafield seems to have gas tank issues.
Mm-hmm.
William Knight. So I mean, I could agree. William Knight is definitely more of a what's it called? Complete mixed martial art, like
Yeah, for sure.
more technical.
Yeah.
Yeah. So William Knight definitely has the edge in this fight, but you can't count out Alonzo Menafield. This is a fight I would stay away from for the most part because Alonzo Menafield could catch him in the first round, and then it's lights out for William Knight. He's been knocked out by another guy who's an absolute stud in Don Nichukwi.
Mm-hmm.
So he has been knocked out before by somebody that hits hard.
That was that heavyweight.
Alonzo Menafield most definitely hits hard. So
that fight was at heavyweight, though. Just saying.
Yeah,
That in Chukwi fight.
Didn't cut weight, like they just, they just weighed in at what they weighed in at.
Right.
But it is what it is.
I do think
fight, and Tafon is now a middleweight. So he got knocked out by a middleweight in 2019.
That's wild.
You could put it that way.
That's wild.
He definitely is. There is danger of him getting knocked out.
Mm-hmm.
William Knight
getting game changer.
So I'm gonna stay away from this. I think that William Knight wins this fight 6-7 times out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not confident to say he's got it all day. You know
what wins this fight? William Knight's ground game. He's got a solid ground game.
Yeah,
he really does. And I know that
I haven't seen it, but I believe you.
I know Alonzo Menafield has 85% takedown defense, but I'm telling you, like, it's gonna be. I think he's gonna be able to take him down, and then it's gonna be tough fighting William Knight.
Yeah,
on the ground, just ground and pound. You can't take that many shots. So
yeah, so we're both taking William Knight. Connor's a little more confident than I am.
I like William
Alonzo Menafield is a scary guy,
mm-hmm.
in my opinion. I would he could put the lights out on anybody. And same thing I said for the Lewis fight. I give him like an MMA's puncher's chance, which is at least 33%. So it's a tough one, man. So I'm taking William Knight over his technical ability, but
I'm
don't be surprised
glad.
if he gets laid out by Alonzo Menifield.
I'm glad you're on this side of history, Dan, because you'll be thanking me next Saturday.
We'll see. If Alonzo Menifield sleeps him, I'll be like,
Dude,
say
if
it.
he can survive the first round, Alonzo Menifield can't lift his hands up after the first round.
Yeah.
You know,
That's the difference
yeah.
between him and Derek Lewis. Derek Lewis is a danger throughout every round.
Oh my God, fifth. Remember when he got that fifth round KO?
Third round KO, I think,
Third round KO.
over Volkov.
Wild.
Yeah.
Last 10 seconds. Fucking crazy. All right, we're gonna. You want to move on, Dan? We're both going William Knight. We're gonna. You want to cover this one?
Yeah, I got this.
Sabina Mazo.
Yeah, next we got Alexis Davis versus Sabina Mazo.
Mm-hmm.
Alexis Davis is obviously a savvy UFC vet. She's and Strikeforce, Invicta. She's literally been all over the place. She has wins. She has wins over Amanda Nunes, Julie Kedzie, Tanya Evinger, Shayna Baszler, Liz Carmouche, Jessica I, Sarah Kaufman, and Liz. Yeah, she's beaten Liz Carmouche twice actually. So
He's got 11 UFC fights.
Alexis Davis has beaten the GOAT Amanda Nunes before. Not saying she'll beat her now. Alexis Davis, on the other hand, is also on a 3-fight losing skid where she's lost her last 3 fights to Caitlin Chukagian, Jennifer Maia, and Viviana Rujo.
Good competition.
Good competition, but she's 36 years old. Fighting out of Cesar Gracie Jiu Jitsu, I believe.
I like that.
Yeah,
you want to know her belt? She's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, and yeah, she's a BJJ black belt.
Yeah. And now you're looking at Sabina Mazo, the Colombian queen they call her, with a 9-1 MMA record. She has I believe she has a Muay Thai kickboxing background. Yeah, she definitely does. She is 3-1 in her UFC career so far. With wins over Shanna Dobson, JJ Ulrich, and Justine Kish. JJ Ulrich has some great stand-up herself, and I'm pretty sure Mazo just stood up with her. And
Mazo outstruck her 118 to 58.
Yeah. Yeah, Mazo is Mazo, Sabina Mazo. I think I was saying Mizo, but like the soup. But besides her UFC debut where she lost, it could have been jitters. I'm not trying to deflect blame or nothing, but she's looked really good in her last couple fights, and she's only 23 years old. So a pattern of what the UFC's been doing recently is they're feeding these UFC vets to these young up and coming people who they really like. Examples. They fed Junior Dos Santos to Cyril Gane. You know, they attempted to feed Anthony Pettis to that other dude. I forget his name.
And Anthony Pettis ate him up.
Yeah, and Anthony Pettis got the win in that one. But I think they did it to Overeem. They've done it. They're doing it to Overeem every fight. They're just giving young killers, and like he wins, he loses some. But I think this is another case of that. The UFC is definitely trying to build up Sabina Mazo to be a higher level UFC flyweight in the future. The odds, let's look at the odds real quick. Yeah, the odds are reflecting that. The odds have a minus 235 favorite on Mazo, and I 100% agree. They're taking somebody on the tail end of their career who has a name to her, who has a win over the GOAT in Amanda Nunes, and they're going to put her against a 23-year-old killer that's just going to, punch and kick the shit out of her. She's shown to be well-rounded. She has submission victories too. So I'm gonna take Sabina Mazo in this fight. Not sure if it goes to distance or not. A finish over Alexis Davis would be very impressive. I'd be very impressed if she does that, but at least a unanimous decision. And then I think it might be time for Alexis Davis to hang up the gloves.
Yeah, I'm gonna totally agree with you, Dan. I'm
Eddie
going.
Wineland, also another guy who they just feeding,
They fed him. They
you
fed him.
know.
I'm gonna totally agree with you, Dan. The Colombian Queen, um, Alexis Davis is 1-3 at 125. This is a flyweight fight.
I mean,
Sabina,
she's naturally a flyweight. It's just like they didn't have flyweight. They haven't had flyweight in the division for that long.
yeah, but 1-3. It's not looking too well. Younger, 23 years old, like you said, inch taller, 2-inch reach, 2.5-inch leg reach.
Yeah.
Significant strikes wise, Mazo lands 7, absorbs 4 at 46% accuracy and 62% defense. Like elite on the
In
feet.
the UFC or in her whole career?
This is 4 fights in the UFC.
Okay.
They don't keep the other stats for that shit. It's
Okay, good. Because I was gonna say,
Oh
like,
yeah, this is all UFC stats. All the stuff I ever say on this podcast is all UFC stats.
okay.
She also has 100% takedown defense, 100% takedown accuracy, 83% takedown defense. She's a threat. She's 23 years old. 4 fights in the UFC right now. She's not ranked, but after this win, which I'm predicting, she's definitely gonna be ranked at least in the top 15. We got Alexis Davis sitting at number 12, so at least breaking into 12 at least, right?
Yeah, break her into 12. Maybe set up a fight with I don't know, maybe like a Macy Barber type person.
Let me say one more thing too. I like what you said.
I would like her versus Alexa Grasso could be a technical fucking masterpiece of a fight.
I like something that you said
That's the
before.
future of the division.
You said that you don't think that as good as Sabina Mazo is, that you don't think that she can stop Alexa Davis, and I totally agree.
Alexis Davis is a super savvy vet. It's going to be very hard for her to finish.
Yeah, in 29 professional fights, she's only been KO'd 3 times and lost by sub once. The rest are all decision losses. So I think it's safe to say that this is going to go to decision.
But if Mazo knocks her out,
right,
that's incredibly impressive.
Right. Yeah, because she's
both predicting a win. If she could knock her out, I might have very high. I could have
I would not bet on that though.
I wouldn't bet on it, but I would be very. I'm saying I'd be very impressed if she were.
Yeah, me too, for sure.
She could be a real threat in the women's flyweight division in the future.
I think she'll break 15 for sure.
Yeah, and I think she should fight Macy Barber next.
I like that matchup.
If she gets the win. I think she beats Macy Barber. I'm sorry.
And Shelby.
Macy Barber. The UFC probably won't do that because they're trying to save face on Macy Barber because
Macy Barber, burning. She's a dumpster fire right now.
Yeah, she's shown to be a little overhyped. Yo, that fight against Grasso where she was throwing like these combos from 10 feet away, I'm like, what are you doing?
And her reach too is like fucking like 45 inches, you know? It's like something crazy small.
Did you rewatch that first round? Can you agree that Alexa Grasso obviously won that fight?
Sucks.
What?
She sucks. Macy Barber sucks. She got her ass kicked.
She's got power though.
She's got power, but when someone's got that big of a reach on her, even any reach.
I'm pretty sure Grasso didn't have that much of a reach on her.
No?
I'll look it up right now.
Look it up right now. Well, one last thing before we get into Randy Brown versus
Macy Barber has a 65-inch reach.
68 maybe she's got?
Grasso's got a 66.
Wow, that close?
Yeah, Grasso just actually knows how to fight using distance correctly.
Yeah.
What happened was Macy Barber went in there and fought somebody who knows how to fight standing up technically, and she couldn't keep up.
We can't go down this Alexa Grasso. This podcast will be 10 hours long. We got to move on.
Yeah, I could talk about Alexa Grasso for hours.
All right. Next one, Randy.
Maybe let's go MAZO because I love technical striking.
Yeah.
And the women's MMA, we're seeing a lot more technical striking. Rose Namajunas, included.
Badass.
I love Rose.
Yeah, me too. She's the best.
I think she beats Weili Zhang,
I think so too.
but she doesn't want a title fight for some reason.
No, she doesn't want the pressure.
Yeah.
She's still young. She's got her fucking entire career. But she's one of those people that would retire like very early in their career. I would I'm getting the feeling.
I could see it.
Like she's not in love with the sport, I don't think anymore.
I mean, I think she can definitely reinvigorate her love of the sport.
Right. And people, yeah, all the time.
Married to Pat Barry, who is super likable. Like he's one of the coolest UFC fighters ever, in my opinion.
Remember when he fought Stefan Struve?
Yeah. That was so
Pat Barry's 5'9" guy, and he's like it was really awesome. Awesome to see that.
Pat Barry versus Czech Congo. Do you remember that?
I don't remember that.
He knocked it. It was the greatest comeback I've ever seen.
Really?
Go watch that after. I can't believe you haven't seen that.
Yeah.
Pat Barry knocked down Czech Congo, and Czech Congo looked out cold on like 3 separate occasions, and then came up with like a right hook / uppercut and just knocked out Pat Barry. But Pat Barry looked like he had it. Pat Barry, hell of a stand-up fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then under Trevor Whitman, Rose is just. I think Rose is Rose is better than Pat Barry.
Yes, no, for sure. She already surpassed him. Are you kidding? Like career-wise? Get out of here.
Not even close.
Not even close. Not even close. They're not on the same level. All right, you want to move on, Dan?
Yeah, I'm ready to move on.
All right. We both went MAZO. We're gonna get into Randy Brown versus Alex Cowboy Oliveira.
Yes, sir.
Cowboy's coming off a first round submission from I'm not gonna say this right, but Shavkat Rakhmonov, who is an undefeated #1. How you doing, Dan?
My bad. My fucking wallet was like.
No, it's all good. No, he's that dude. Rakhmonov is an undefeated #1 Kazakhstani fighter. Someone who everyone should be watching. I don't know if you've ever watched him, Dan. He's like, he's gonna be really someone to watch at 170. He's fighting Randy Brown, coming off a KO loss from Vicente Luque. But that fight was so close until Luque caught him in the second round. They were like just going at each other. It was tough to tell who was winning. Brown's a well-rounded fighter, has a BJJ purple belt. Half of his wins come by KO. Randy Brown has struggled with elite strikers, with losses coming from Vicente Luque, Nico Price, and Bilal Muhammad. But Alex Oliveira is very weird person to fight. He throws punches at really weird angles.
I love Cowboy Oliveira.
Yeah, me too. He's crazy to watch. He always is gushing blood. He's like the damage. That being said, Brown is younger. He's taken a lot less damage. And I really like what I saw when he lost to Vicente Luque. Even in a loss, I saw a lot out of him. So
Vicente Luque is a top 10 welterweight alive.
Yeah. So I'm going to go Randy Brown against my heart of Cowboy Oliveira. Guy's just always smiling. He's been around forever and beat great guys. He's one of those guys that never had a boring fight. And who doesn't love those guys?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go against them, honestly. And that's tough.
It is tough. Looking at Cowboy Oliveira, 1, 2, 3. He's only won 2 of his last 6 fights.
That's it. That's not good.
He's been with one of his wins being a split decision. So you can maybe say he's lost 5 of his last 6 if one judge felt another way.
Right.
I'm looking at his age. He's 33 years old, but he's an old 33.
The oldest 33 ever.
You know. I loved it when him and Mike Perry fought. They were both like dancing, and
that was
Mike Perry was dancing in the ring. Oliveira comes. It's man, it's tough. It's tough to go against Alex Cowboy Oliveira, but I'm gonna have to in this fight. Randy, I agree with you. When you said he lost the fight to Nico Price, he was actually on top. Kevin Holland actually shouted him out after he knocked out Jacare Souza. How, when he
Punched him like
knocked
that.
Jacare Souza
Yeah.
off out of his back, he's like, "Hey, Nico Price did it too. Nico Price did it to Randy Brown."
Wow.
He got him with the hammer fist while he was
That's
on.
actually like a meme, that knockout.
Yeah. Before that, he has a win over Mickey Gall, and even before that, he had a win. He had a loss to Bilal Muhammad
He got
back in 2017.
Yeah.
He's Randy Brown's been quietly in the UFC since 2016. 2019, he had 2 finishes in 2 wins over
Warley Alves.
Rivera and Warley Alves.
Stud. Alves has just showed off recently, beating the brakes off of the sniper, Munir Lazez. Remember him?
But I don't like how he called out Nate Diaz because Nate Diaz smokes weed. Like, shut up.
Oh, dude, that was
Shut up, Warley Alves.
No.
Shut up.
No.
So yeah, I'm gonna take Randy Brown in this fight. It's gonna be an interesting. It's gonna be this could be a fight of the night, but it seems like the UFC has just been giving out performance of the night bonuses recently and not giving out fight of the night bonuses. If you've been looking at that,
yeah.
Yeah, I think Randy Brown gets it done. I'm a fan.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of both of them. It sucks, but this is. I would stay away from this fight.
I think so too.
This is my second stay away from fight. I don't like to do any more than 3 or 4 per fight card, but like
last week there was like 4 for you.
Yeah, last week there was a good amount, but
I don't have any. I say I'm confident in all my picks.
Yeah, see, I'm honest, and I'm not.
I'm honest too.
I'm not saying you're not honest, but
I'm just delusional.
I'm honest, and I'm not too confident in this fight one way or another. It's like my heart and soul are wanting Cowboy Oliveira to win because I just love the guy.
Mm-hmm.
But I like Randy Brown too, but it's tough. But Randy Brown probably gets it done.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you. We're both gonna go Randy Brown on that one against our hearts. Cowboy Oliveira, total fucking awesome dude. But all right, we're gonna move right into the next one. Alexander Hernandez versus Thiago Moises.
Yes, sir.
You want to do that one, Dan, or you want me to take it away?
I thought you said you wanted this one a couple days ago.
This one doesn't matter to me.
All right, I could do this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alexander Hernandez. You remember when he talked shit to Cowboy Cerrone?
I saw that fight live.
Yeah, and then Cowboy fucking put together a mean head kick mean combo with the head kick that landed and knocked him out, which was awesome. He also got knocked out by Drew Dober, but he finished a year off pretty strong with a win over Chris Grutzmacher. Thiago Moises, on the other hand, first of all, Alexander Hernandez overhyped himself.
Totally, he fucked himself.
Yeah, he talked so much shit, and like, how do you talk shit to
the coolest guy?
Cerrone? Like, Conor McGregor didn't even talk shit to Cowboy Cerrone. This guy was just trying to be cool and make a name for himself, and now he's just shown to just be a mediocre fighter. Thiago Moises has won his last 2 fights against Michael Johnson and Bobby Green. That's fucking pretty impressive in itself. Looking at the odds, I'm pretty sure. Let me find them real quick.
Yeah.
There's like Alexander Hernandez is a -190 to -200 favorite, and I do not agree with that. I don't think he's that good. Thiago Moises has wins over Jamal Emmers, and has fought the likes. He got wins over Bobby Green, Michael Johnson, Jamal Emmers, and he's lost a pretty high-level competition in Beneil Dariush and Damir Azmagulov. So it's like, I don't get it. Like, how is Alexander Hernandez a 2-1 favorite in this fight? I just don't see it.
Right.
I think Thiago Moises wins by unanimous decision. I'll take that American top team fighter all day. Again, this is maybe a little bit of my heart involved. I'm not a fan of Alexander Hernandez. You talk shit to Cowboy and try to sound all cool and then get knocked out looking like an idiot. That's gonna end up summing up his career in a nutshell. Now he doesn't even have the opportunity to open his loud ass mouth because he's fighting on undercards.
Oh,
Um,
go in, Dan.
yeah.
Christ.
So yeah, go keep fighting on undercards and going 500 in the UFC. You're gonna lose this fight,
All
Alexander
right.
Hernandez.
All right. So Dan's going Thiago Moises. I agree with you. Alexander Hernandez is a little punk.
I hate him.
He's not a likable
If
guy.
you if you if you yeah if you didn't notice already, I hate him.
Yeah, he's got a 12-3 MMA record, 4-2 in the UFC. I think Thiago Moises is actually younger by 3 years. Yeah, excuse me. Alexander Hernandez is 3 years older. I remember
Yeah,
when Alexander
Moises is
Hernandez.
only 25 years old.
Yeah, I
Guy's got
remember when
and
Alex.
he's training out of ATT. Like, how is he a two? This is my biggest like of an underdog of the night.
Yeah, I
Plain and simple.
I like this too. The problem is Thiago Moises really wins a lot of the time by submission, and Hernandez has never been subbed before in his career. That's
First
kind
time
of
for everything. I don't think he got knocked out before Cowboy kicked him in the head. So
yeah. No, he had two KO losses in his career, but um,
before
also
before the before the Cowboy,
no, he's got two total. One
yeah,
before.
before that he was never knocked out. Cowboy and Drew Dober did it.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
Um,
he was talking all that shit and then he got knocked out. So
right.
yeah, his chin isn't that strong.
Yeah, Thiago Moises when going to decision, it's 5-4. I don't like that. Alexander Hernandez is 5-1. You know, I do like
Five
uh
and four.
Thiago Moises,
He
but
only has well, all of his losses are by decision, I guess.
yeah, his significant strikes are like pretty crappy too. Like his striking is poor, but he's just such a dominant grappler. Who gets a hold of you and just takes you to the ground and subs you. Like he absorbs more strikes than he lands. 40%
I
accuracy.
don't remember his Bobby Green fight for some reason.
Actually, I wanted to say something about that because if you're a Bobby Green fan, um, you know that Bobby Green's been robbed like more times than anyone I've ever seen. I don't know if that fight in particular was such a one-sided fight in my opinion against Bobby Green. I do not think at all that Moises won that fight. Not one part of me thinks that he got the win over Bobby Green. And I would like you to watch that fight, Dan, because it's the fact that he won is a
Yeah,
disgrace.
I'll watch that fight, and then after you got to watch that Yana fight, and let
Yeah,
me know. What
I
you
got to
think.
catch up on this. I missed this week's main card, so I still got to get caught up on that. I am going to disagree with you. I'm going to go. I know I'm keeping this going on forever, but I am going to go Hernandez. 5-1, like I said, when going to decision. I think this is going to go to decision. I think he might just outpoints him on the feet. He's never been submitted. Um, it's close. I do like what
Moises
you.
is so young, though. He's
I
25.
I know. No,
You
they're
know,
both young though.
and the fights he had outside of the UFC, he fought some tough dudes. Like he's good, bro. He's really good.
I know, but one thing I just want to say this, Dan. His
Jason Knight
The
was a
real problem is his striking. He's a very poor striker. He Michael Johnson outstruck him 27-1 in that fight before he got a hold of his fucking ankle. But still, 27-1. That's not good for striking. And then for Bobby Green versus Thiago Moises, 85-42 at the end of the third round. Like that's not even close. Bobby Green doubled it and matched his takedowns.
yeah. What about top control though? Yeah.
Total control. They both had Bobby Green had 1 minute control and Moises had 1 minute and 50 seconds.
Yeah, who knows?
That was
I
close.
gotta watch that fight over
Yeah,
again.
yeah. I think it's total bullshit. And yeah, you just got to go watch it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
Bobby Green
disagree with
does get
you.
robbed. I'll say that.
He gets robbed more times than like a blind like rich dude. He like just got his money like sitting out of his pocket. That's how much like that guy gets. Bobby Green gets robbed more than him. I will say that.
Speaking of robbery, people said that Caitlin Vieira got robbed last night. She did not get robbed last night. I don't care.
Put that on the record.
Yana won that fight. Connor, you need to watch that.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm going Alexander Hernandez. Dan's going Thiago Moises.
Yeah.
And we're gonna move right into the next one: Alex Caceres versus Kevin Croom.
Bruce Leroy.
No, yeah, Blue Cerebro Jenkins.
I love him.
You want to do this one, Dan? Or you want me to go in on it?
You go in on it. I want to go in. I want to go in on Angela Hill after.
You got it. Kevin Croom is coming off of a UFC debut where he took the fight on 36-hour notice in a different weight class, 10 pounds heavier, against Roosevelt Roberts, and he knocked him down, then subbed him within the first 30 seconds, 31 seconds.
It was a no contest though.
It was a no. Yeah, I'm gonna get to that. It got overturned because he took the fight on such short notice. He was smoking weed leading up to the fight. He took the fight on 36-hour notice, so he knew he was gonna fail it going in, but he took the fight anyway, and it did. But if you watch that fight, dude, he finishes it in 31 seconds. It's like, it's pretty wild.
Yeah.
What was I getting at? He's fighting Bruce Leroy, like Dan said. He's on a 3-fight winning streak. He's really a complete mixed martial artist. He's really good everywhere the fight goes, especially on the feet. Really technical striker, landing 4 and absorbing 3 a minute at 50% defense and 65% accuracy. And that's over the span of 22 UFC fights where he's gone 12-10. Caceres is prone to getting subbed, though. He's been subbed 7 times, and Croom wins mostly by submission, with 10 on his career. I think Croom gets it done here. I'm pretty high on Croom, and especially he's a hard hitter at 155, and the fact that he's going back to his natural weight 145, I think it's going to be even harder. He's going to be even more harder competition.
Yeah, I'm going to disagree, but I will say that I'm not gonna bet on this fight because Alex Caceres is minus 200, minus 230 favorite, and I don't see why that should be the case.
Dude, what's Croom then? Plus what? This is money. This is the underdog of the card right here.
Plus what?
Plus
the
2?
last fight was, in my opinion. We can disagree though.
What was it?
Croom plus 188, around plus 180, 180, 185. I'm seeing plus 190 at some places.
That's all right. I thought it'd be more. Let's get my hopes up a little bit. They could change.
But yeah,
I like Kevin Croom though.
I like him, but he also, like you say that Kevin Croom has a bunch of submission victories, but he's also lost a bunch of fights by subs. He has 2 sub losses since 2018. And he's also
Caceres has 7 and
he's been finished a whole bunch of different ways. He's also 33 years old. Alex Caceres is 32 years old. Yeah. Except Alex Caceres has been fighting consistently better competition throughout the years. Let's just look at some of the guys he's fought over his career. He was 4-2 going into the UFC. You know, he's just been a stud. Like, just not necessarily like a top level guy, but like he's just definitely deserves his spot in the UFC. He's coming off of 3 wins in a row. You said he is susceptible to getting choked, but one was by a Gracie in Chrome Gracie. Jason Knight subbed him back in 2017. But yeah, Chase Hooper tried to get the fight to the ground and sub him. He had no luck. Alex Caceres completely outclassed him.
Sucks though, dude. Fucking terrible.
I think Alex Caceres is the better fighter standing up. I think we can both agree there.
Oh, he's so technical, dude. He's fucking. But,
yeah, they're like around the same size and 5'10", 5'11", and with
same reach exactly.
Basically the same exact reach. I would say this fight is more of a pick'em than a minus 200 favorite for Alex Caceres. That being said, I am leaning towards Caceres in this fight. I think that his overall technical ability and his high level experience against all different levels of UFC talent gets it done for him. I mean, he's fought Uriah Faber. He's fought so many people in the UFC. He fought Yair Rodriguez to a split decision. You know, like
He's been in the UFC since March 26, 2011. He made his debut against Nogueira versus Davis. Which Davis? Oh, Phil Davis. Good lord. We're
Yeah,
talking
Phil Davis.
we're talking a decade of Bruce Leroy.
Yeah, and he's what 32 years old. We can get another 5 years.
And you know what? We say a lot of we just said this about Cowboy Oliveira. We said he's an old 33. Alex Caceres is a young 32. He's
I
got
agree.
22 UFC fights,
And
and honestly, he hasn't taken that much damage. When these guys that weigh 145 pounds, I think they get a little bit more, you know, gas out of the gas tank. You know
Bruce
what I mean?
Leroy really uses that like length type. He doesn't get hit very much. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's why I think he's a young 32. So well, I'm leaning towards Caceres in this fight. I'm gonna choose Caceres in this fight. But yeah, I'd say this fight's more of a pick 'em rather than a plus minus 200 favorite, plus 185 underdog type deal.
Hmm. I don't know. I really like this as an underdog. I might be fishing a little bit, but I don't know. I
If he
don't look
wins,
at
it's gonna be by like if he takes Caceres down and controls
yeah,
him.
I don't look at any odds before I do this podcast with you, Dan. So it's all
I don't really either. I look at the odds
right,
while we're
which
doing
I
it,
think is the best thing to
if
do.
it reflects upon what we're saying.
Yeah, I totally agree.
So
So we're
what we
what?
like when I saw the odds, I was like, wow, like I
Yeah, that's
don't
weird.
agree with these. Like
Yeah,
I think this is a lot
that's
closer.
real, and that's live. That's a real live reaction we got going on here.
Yeah. So yeah, I got Alex Caceres in this
Okay,
fight.
I'm gonna disagree. Kevin Croom, Dan saying a pick 'em. I'm saying I'm gonna go with the underdog. I like that pick. We're
I
gonna
am taking Caceres though. I'm saying it's a pick
yes.
'em, but I'm taking Caceres.
Sorry, yes, he is
Could
taking.
dominate. He could.
Yes. Okay, yeah. Especially, I'm looking at this right now, Dan. Caceres has a 5-inch leg reach, and I know that he likes to use his kicks. So, that could be big,
Could
uh,
be very big.
against Kevin Croom. So we're gonna move on to Ashley Yoder versus Angela Hill. Dan, you wanted to do this one.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's get into it. Angela Overkill Hill is a victim. You want to talk about Bobby Green getting robbed? I think Angela Hill was robbed in her last two fights.
No, that's disrespect to Bobby, honestly.
Dude, she beat Claudia Gadelia and she beat Michelle Watterson. Like in my go watch both of those fights. Um,
Can I say this? I bet against Angela Hill in both of those.
you got lucky because the judges.
Man.
You watched, you know she lost. She lost both of
I
those.
know that she's better than her record for sure.
Way better than her record, and she's improving at a vastly high rate.
And she fought 4 times in 2020.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a big fan of Angela Hill. I think she's like just a really cool,
You want to hang
she's
out
just
with
a
her?
fucking cool ass chick, you know. Like, let's smoke a blunt. Like, I would love to smoke a blunt and talk MMA with her. You know, like she's
Yeah.
super
If you
cool.
ever.
Fucking, but yeah, she's going up against Ashley Yoder.
Sucks.
Ashley, I'm
He's
sorry. Ashley Yoder, I know she's coming off a win off of Miranda Granger, who is honestly pretty good. Um,
but Ashley Yoder is not good I don't think at all. Ashley Yoder has a 5-inch reach advantage and is a southpaw, and that's like she can't do anything with that because she sucks at striking so bad. She has a 5-inch reach and is a southpaw, perfect for striking, and she can't do anything with it.
yeah, I'm saying that my lock of the night is Angela Hill. Um,
Do you think that highly of Angela Hill, or do you think that poorly of Ashley
no,
Yoder?
I think that highly of Angela Hill. I think Angela Hill actually beat Michelle Watterson and Claudia
Yeah.
Gadelia. I think she's a top 6, top 5 strawweight.
Hmm.
And Ashley Yoder is not a top 5, top 6 strawweight. I'm sorry. That's
No,
just not the case.
no.
So I got Angela Overkill Hill all day. Let's look at the odds.
Look at those odds.
Minus 300 for Overkill, like minus 320. It's like that for a reason. Angela Hill's gonna get it done.
Whoa. I was not expecting that, but
And I said lock of the night before I even looked up the odds.
but
Lock of the night. That is a lock right there.
See, you went. I'm gonna also agree with you. I'm gonna go Angela Hill. I liked how you said that you think that highly of Angela Hill. Angela Hill. I don't necessarily think that highly of Angela Hill, but I think that poorly of Ashley Yoder.
Higher of her than you think already, because
Yeah,
she beat Water. I really do genuinely think she beat Waterson and she beat Gedalia.
Ashley Yoder absorbs 3 strikes and only lands 2 per minute at 40% accuracy. She does have a BJJ black belt, but only averages 1.3 takedowns per 15 minutes. Um, at 38%. Hill has 77% takedown defense. Like I said before, she's an elite striker, 16-0 as a pro kickboxer. I think she'll be able to keep it standing and just take care of it on the feet. KO Ashley Yoder.
Oh yeah, and Angela Hill is very well rounded when it comes to everything too. So I'm a fan.
Yeah,
I'm
I am also in 2020. If you fight 4 times in a year, I'm going to become a fan of you for sure. So I'm also a fan of Angela Hill. We're both going Angela Hill on this one.
yeah, and in my opinion,
What?
she went 4-0 in fucking 2020.
Wow. You should tweet at her that because I bet she retweets it. I bet she DMs you.
I hope so.
All right, we're gonna agree. Move on.
She's cool,
Yeah.
and people think her voice is annoying, but I love her voice. I love how she guessed. She like I love how she does like some like after fight nights. She does
Yeah,
like post fight
she's good.
breakdown stuff like that. It's a perfect role for her. She's
Yeah,
going to transition straight into that after her great MMA career.
she's already better than
Her
Felder.
record is what it is because she's so much better and she's in like you want to talk about old like and young. She is a young 36.
She's 36.
She's 36, but she's
Holy
a
cow!
young 36. She is a young strawweight 36 that's getting better and better.
36. She
I'm,
looks great.
I'm a huge fan of Angela
Holy
Hill.
cow!
Angela Hill gets it done all day. Lock of the
Dan's
night.
locking Angela
Set
Hill
it,
right here.
lock it in.
Locking it in. I'm
I
also
mean, I'm gonna actually say 2 locks of the night. So
okay. That's too. I know your other one, but yeah. So Dan's locking Angela Hill. I'm gonna also agree with him. Going Angela Hill. We're gonna move on to the next one. Pedro Munoz versus Jimmy Rivera, #2.
that is a good fight.
That is a good fight. This is the second time these two are meeting. Rivera won via split decision the first time. That was a while ago though. Munoz is 8-5 in the UFC. He's riding a 2-fight losing streak. Jimmy Rivera 7-3 in the
But
UFC.
his 2 fights were to Aljamain Sterling, and he lost that razor thin split decision to Frankie Edgar.
Oh, I'm gonna get there.
Before that, he KO'd Cody Garbrandt. So
Yeah, Jimmy Rivera has
Munoz ain't no fucking walk in the park.
Jimmy Rivera has
They
a
both
set.
actually have losses to Aljamain Sterling.
Yeah, Jimmy Rivera has a 7-3 UFC record, 1-2 in his last 3, but he fought Peter Yan and Aljo, like Dan said. Munoz most recently lost to Frankie Edgar, and we found out what happened when, what happens when Frankie Edgar faces a real threat at 135. He gets KO'd bad. I think Jimmy Rivera is a real threat at bantamweight, and I think he's able to get his hand raised on Saturday.
Yeah, this is a tough call for me. These guys are like I say these guys are both on a very similar level,
They're
and
fighting the same competition.
I see what
They're fighting the same dudes.
exactly, and they're both like I don't think either of them beats an Aljo. Like I'm a big Aljamain Sterling
Aljo's
guy.
too good.
I'm on the verge. Like I can't wait to do the 259 card because I really want to take, dude. Like I really want to take Aljo over Peter Yan, but it's gonna be hard to do that because Peter Yan's so scary. But
So who would you take right now if the fight was tomorrow?
Aljamain Sterling and Peter Yan.
Yeah.
I'll take Aljamain Sterling.
I like it.
Dude, he's literally local. Like
Yeah, I know, dude. He's right down the block.
30 minutes away from us.
Yeah, I like that.
And you gotta love Aljo. But yeah, they both that's one that's like a staple between the two of them. They both have losses to Aljamain Sterling underneath their belt. Jimmy Rivera is coming off a win over Cody Stamen. He looked good in that fight, but then he lost his last 2 to Aljo and Peter Yan. He won a decision over John Dodson, which is impressive. But before that, he got KO'd by Marlon Moraes. Back when Marlon Moraes had a chin, which I hope he can regain. MMA math for you. Pedro Munoz has a split decision loss to John Dodson, and Jimmy Rivera has a win. But I'm gonna go against the grain here, and I'm gonna disagree. And I think that Munoz gets a razor thin decision victory in this fight.
This is going to be a good fight. I cannot wait. I've been a fan of Jimmy Rivera for a long time, and he never disappoints. Pedro Munoz also crazy good. This is
I did not when he fought Cody Garbrandt. I was like, this guy's going to sleep tonight.
and what he do?
Left Cody,
Yeah,
but that was back.
20.
I'm comparing Cody Garbrandt to like Justin Gaethje. That was wild Cody. Cody's more he's a lot. I think going forward, Cody's going to be a lot more technical.
Oh yeah, I think he grew up a little bit too. Found out that he can't just swing from the hip every fight. He's going to get knocked out.
Well, his fight against Dominic Cruz, he didn't swing from the hip. You know, like he was just he outclassed Dominic Cruz in a way that we have never seen before.
I
This guy
have
has a win over that guy, you know, like
yeah.
so I'm gonna take Pedro Munoz. He's not scared of Jimmy Rivera, and neither of them are scared of each other. You know, it's gonna be a great fight.
It is.
It's not a fight I would bet on. It's a fight I would enjoy. I'm not saying necessarily stay away from it, but I'm saying like if you're betting on it, you're gonna be like, oh, come on, get it. Like this is a fight you want to just sit back and enjoy because it's gonna be a close one.
Spoken like a true fan. I love that. Do you have the odds for this one?
Jimmy Rivera is a slight favorite.
A little bit surprising.
Minus 145 to plus 125 for Pedro Munoz.
Mhm. I will say I think this is going to decision. If you want to bet on decision, it might be a solid bet. What'd you say?
I think it goes all 3 rounds.
Yeah, I think so too. That might be a solid bet. I wonder what that is. When it gets closer to time, take a look at that. That might be easy money. All right. I like that we disagreed on that. It's just gonna be a sick fight. I can't wait for it. I'm telling you, this card, this whole fight card, underrated. Very underrated. From the beginning, Maxim Grisham to right the beginning of the main card right now.
Exactly.
All right, we're gonna move
We're
on.
already pretty far into the main card right now.
Oh yeah.
All right. So next on the main card we got Montana De La Rosa, versus Mayra Bueno Silva.
Mouthful.
Bueno Silva has a let's see. She had a Contender Series win where she subbed Mayana Souza. She came into the UFC, made her debut, and subbed Jillian Robertson. That's very impressive.
Big deal.
Lost the decision to Marina Moraz, and then it had an armbar win back in September over Mara Barella.
Oh, cool. I like her.
Montana De La Rosa, on the other hand, she's been around the block. You know, like she's fought some solid UFC competition. What's it called? She is 4-2 in the UFC, with her only losses being to Andrea Lee and Viviana Rujo. And Viviana Rujo has obviously proven to be a pretty big stud in the
great 5-1 in the UFC, I think.
I think she has a fight with Caitlin Chukagian coming up. So Chukagian's top 3, I think, ranking wise. So yeah, so put it this way: if you can beat Montana De La Rosa, you are
top 10,
really good. You know, you're really talented. This is. I keep saying stay away from these fights, but like this isn't a fight where I'm not too confident. I'm really not too confident in neither of them. What's it called? The only time Montana De La Rosa's been submitted was to Mackenzie Dern, and
she's a world champ.
Like Mackenzie Dern
she's a BJJ world champ.
Literally, like has the best female grappling out there. Maybe like
at 125, I think for sure.
She's at 115.
She is now. Holy God!
She's been at 115.
She has been.
Yeah.
I thought she was 125.
But yeah, it's tough on this one. If there was a fight on this entire card, I wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole. It's this one. I'm gonna say Montana De La Rosa edges out a close decision, but then again, who the fuck knows?
Yeah, Montana De La Rosa, great grappler, has a BJJ brown belt, and three-time former All-American wrestler. And she's fighting at a Gym of the Year elevation fight team. She's fighting Mara Buena Silva, like you said, 7-1 MMA, 2-2 in the UFC.
And
Also,
pretty good people.
also another great grappler too. Has 5 submissions victories, but has only seen the second round 3 times in her entire career. Bueno Silva also absorbs 7 strikes a minute and lands 4. I watched her one other fight. She's pretty stagnant on the feet. She takes
This is gonna be more of a grappling match than a striking match.
she is kind of like a sitting target a lot of times. I've noticed. I see De La Rosa is a little bit better on the feet.
Yeah, Montana might be, with her wrestling background, might be able to, if she maybe if she really locked down on striking in this camp, she can maybe, stop those takedowns, because this girl's dangerous off of her back. I'm not,
Right.
like, with these armbar finishes. She's sub Jillian Robertson, like, who is trained in BJJ under Dean Thomas. So, like, that's pretty fucking high level, if you ask me.
Right.
So yeah, this is really, really stay away from this one. I would not throw anything near it. But like I said, I'll take Montana De La Rosa. Um, I think she has the advantage in striking, and if the fight does go to the ground, she's gonna most likely be the one on top. It's just the guard and the submissions off the back of Bueno Silva that she's got to look
Yeah,
at.
I think Montana De La Rosa is going to want to take her to the third round. She's only seen it 2 times in her entire career. Um,
Yeah.
I think you get her out of the first round, you win. De La Rosa's been to decision 7 times. I take
And
her to
she has
D4.
late finishes under her UFC tenure. She subbed Rachel Ostovich with 30 seconds remaining in the fight.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, she's constantly looking for finishes. Um yeah, De La Rosa finishes fights for the most part. They both beat Mara Barella. Um it's a tough one. It's a
Yeah,
tough one.
but we're both gonna go Montana De La Rosa, right, Dan?
Yeah, both going to take Montana De La Rosa, the underdog in this one. But like I said, very, very tough one.
I kind of like it a little bit more than you, but that's like usual fights. It's like normal shit.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm just not like. Well, I'm gonna be a lot more confident in the next two. Put it that
all
way.
right, fair enough. The next one we're gonna move on: Nikita Krylov versus Magomed Ankalaev. Both guys
Great.
very similar in a lot of ways. Both guys have Master of Sports in Sambo.
Hmm.
Um, Krylov is good wherever the fight goes, but I've been saying this is like a common theme of tonight. He takes a little bit too much damage, 41% striking defense. And Kalaev is on his.
But hang on. Oh, you're still talking about Magomed Ankalaev taking too much damage?
No.
Well, Krylov has fought. Let's see. In the UFC, Jan Blachowicz, OSP, Glover Teixeira, and Johnny Walker, and it's 2-2. His losses being to Jan Blachowicz and Glover Teixeira, and he lost a split decision to Glover Teixeira at that. He finished OSP,
Can I be real with you for 1 second?
Johnny Walker.
I think that Magomed Ankalaev's. I didn't even get to that yet. But he has fought better competition.
You think Magomed Ankalaev's fought better competition?
As of recently, yeah.
You talk about the champ, the number Glover Teixeira, who
Let me
is
just
the
say.
number one contender in my opinion.
Let me talk. And then he said Johnny. You said Johnny Walker.
Okay.
Johnny Walker is not good. He's
Is Ion Kutalaba good?
Ian Kutalava is good.
Glover Teixeira, who is getting wins over people that John Jones finishing people that John Jones couldn't finish.
No,
He
no,
finished Anthony
that's
Smith.
That's a good fight, actually. That's a tough fight. I will say Glover Teixeira. I think highly of him. But OSP, do you think highly of him?
Um, yeah,
I'm
yes,
not even gonna say Blachowicz because that was back in 2018. But
that's when Jan Blachowicz started his run.
I think if you're looking at like his last four fights, um, I don't know. I like Magomed and Ankalaev beat Kutalaba twice. Dulce, that like these guys are all coming up, and this is all. I'm not gonna get any more of that. I'm not gonna go back to 2018, but
Prachnio, I think Marcin Prachnio's trash, if you ask me.
yeah, I'm not even gonna go that far back. But I don't know. I like what I see out of Kutalaba. I mean, out of Ankalaev. Ankalaev is on a five-fight winning streak. 7 out of his last 8 wins have come by KO. Um, Ankalaev is a little better, I think, wherever the fight goes. Krylov is prone to getting submitted. Has 5 out of 7 total losses. He's been submitted 5 times. I'm going Ankalaev without a doubt.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Ankalaev too. I think Magomed Ankalaev is ascending right now. I disagreed with you about the level of competition.
Right.
Um, but I got Ankalaev, but I think this is actually going to be a closer fight than people are expecting. People are expecting, I feel like, Ankalaev to just run through him. I'm going to check the odds right now. Ankalaev is a minus 370, up to minus 370 favorite in some places. I see this fight being a little closer than that.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah, that's going a little too far.
Considering that both guys,
Krylov almost beat Glover Teixeira. It was a pretty close razor. It was like a razor thin split decision. He lost to Glover Teixeira, and Glover Teixeira is finished Thiago Santos, and he finished Anthony Smith.
yeah, he's a
in
total
2020. Like you're saying, he's old, but he is putting in his last run. Like
yeah, his last
he's
run is
really going
looking
in on
like
his
the
last
best.
run.
It,
Like
yeah, it's looking amazing. I also want to say Krylov's got a master of sports in submission fighting, a master of sports in hand-to-hand combat, and a master of sports in karate. So he's pretty everywhere the fight goes is pretty good. But yeah, I just think he like Ankalaev just edges him out a little bit.
But and you said Johnny Walker's not that good, but
I don't
Johnny
like
Walker he knocked out Khalil Roundtree, and then he had those two crazy knockouts back to back in 2019. Then he got starched by Corey Anderson, lost the decision to Nikita Krylov, but then came back and knocked out Ryan Spann. So Johnny Walker, I'm not saying he's a great fighter, but he's a pretty solid 205er. He's at least solid. He should be ranked. I think he's a top 10 at least ranked at 205. I'm gonna check his ranking right now.
he's at least top 15 ranking wise. But I like you
I
like
think he's top
maybe
10, right? Yeah, he's number 9. He's the number 9 ranked fighter. So
I think a lot of that, like, but that ranking's bullshit though, because you know why he's ranked 9 is because he does all that crazy backflip shit.
no, it's because of the people he beat. Like he beat Khalil Roundtree, he beat Justin Ledet, he beat Misha Kirkanov, and then he
What do you
got
think?
started.
No, don't go that far. Go like recently.
I went to 2019.
But Ryan
His
Spann,
last fight was against Ryan Spann, and he fucking starched him.
yeah, but Ryan Spann's fighting Sam Alvey and Devin Clark. You know, that's that level of competition.
I like the Brown Bear.
Yeah, you do.
I do like the Brown
I
Bear.
don't know. Maybe it's me being too harsh on Johnny Walker. I just think that he's more of a performer than a fighter. I don't know.
I don't know. Either way, I think this fight is a lot closer than the odds makers are making it. And now that I'm seeing I'm taking Ankalaev in this fight, but I wouldn't unless you're parlaying. I wouldn't like minus 300. Like you're not really getting that much or return on investment right there. So
Yeah, I think
if you're parlaying, yeah, hell yeah, throw that in your parlay because I wouldn't say it's a lock, but he's more than likely winning this fight.
This should
I'm giving him at least a 70-75% chance of winning.
This should be a pick 'em. Both guys are essentially the same exact fighter. They have the same fighting style. They have the same master of sports and the same exact, like fighting styles. This fight should be.
Yeah, one guy's a minus 300 favorite. Like,
you know what? Nikita Krylov has 34 professional fights, 8-5 in the UFC. He's a veteran. And Ankalaev's 14-1. He's a little bit more. And he's a little bit more green. Only 14-1. He only faced loss one time.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I'm looking at the rankings too. Krylov is ranked 8, and Ankalaev is ranked 11.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't. It's a weird.
I don't like this. It is very weird. All right, but we're both agreeing, and we're gonna move on to the next.
Ankalaev's got this.
Yeah.
All right, now we get to the moment that I've been waiting for. This is the fight I'm very, very excited for. We got Jairzinho Rozenstruik versus Ciryl Gane. We got two guys that are outside of MMA have shown to really have some killer stand up. That being like Jairzinho Rozenstruik with his kickboxing background and Ciryl Gane Bongamin with his Muay Thai kickboxing background. What's it called? Ciryl Gane, in my opinion, is probably the scariest guy. Is after this fight is going to be one of the scariest guys in the heavyweight division. You throw like he's not Francis Ngannou where he'll take your head off. He's a lot more patient, but he's got bounce. For a heavyweight that has bounce the way that Ciryl Gane does, it's very impressive. I watched his last fight against JDS over recently. They both have wins over Junior Dos Santos. Both of them fought him in a similar way. They were patient, waited for their opportunity and hit him. Jairzinho Rozenstruik had the he threw like an overhand right that rocked Junior. You know what Ciryl Gane did? He's a southpaw, I believe. Just threw a fucking right jab. Junior was like stumbling back, and then he hit him with that elbow, somewhere like behind the head. But like Junior, you got rocked by a jab. You weren't winning that fight. I feel like Ciryl Gane is a guy who's meant to fight 5 rounds by watching his style as a heavyweight. And you can't say that for very many heavyweights. Like saying, "Oh, this guy should fight every single one of this guy's fights should be 5 rounds." Every single one of Ciryl Gane's fights should be 5 rounds.
There's like 5 people at heavyweight you can say that about total, probably.
Yeah, John Jones included.
Yeah.
Jairzinho Rozenstruik is dope. I'm a fan of Biggie Boy.
Yeah.
But let's be real here. When he fought Francis Ngannou, that was one of the most brutal knockouts I've ever seen.
His only loss
in MMA. He's been knocked out in
times. He's 76
knocked out in kickboxing.
He's 76-6 as a kickboxer.
Yeah, he's got a great kickboxing background. But then he fought Alistair Overeem, and he finished Alistair Overeem with 5 seconds left in the fight, where he was predominantly losing, standing up for a good amount of it, like if not all of it, if I'm not mistaken. He was losing a technical striking match to Alistair Overeem. Ciryl Gane is way more of a technical striker than Overeem. I'm sorry, Ciryl Gane, the way he'll start I'm already calling it now. The first round or two, it's going to be a lot of leg kicks, body kicks from Gane. He's not going to go at the head very much. And then as the fight progresses more and more, Ciryl Gane's going to start taking that target and just moving it up a little bit. It's going to be body shots, head shots. It's going to hit him to the legs. He's so versatile. And I know he's raw. He's 7-0 as an MMA fighter. But this guy is, I think, the Israel Adesanya of the heavyweight division when it comes to technical striking. He is technically miles above the competition. Um, like if Stipe fought him, for example, I don't think Stipe would stand and bang with Ciryl Gane at all. I think Stipe would try to clinch work, dirty boxing, take him down, similar to how he fought Ngannou. So yeah, I'm going to. This is my second lock of the night. I got Ciryl Gane.
What are you more confident in?
Third and Ciryl Gane. I am so confident in Ciryl Gane.
Okay.
Um, Biggie Boy, 6'4", 78-inch reach. Um, weighs about 250 pounds. Ciryl Gane also weighs about 250 pounds, but he's 6'4" with an 83-inch reach. He's got a hell of a reach. He's putting French MMA on the map right now. Gane's gonna bring it home. Like, I'm not saying he starches him as in like a first round knockout and it's brutal or whatever, but it's gonna be methodical and he's just gonna wear on him and he's just gonna kick him and with like different like he sets up traps like in a way like Adesanya does. Like with these high level strikers, he's he's a striking specialist. You can only say that about a couple people in the UFC. He is a specialist, and
Yeah.
Ciryl Gane's going to get it done. I'm thinking third or fourth round TKO.
Yeah. I totally agree with you on this one, Dan. I'm gonna just talk about his stats for a second. Ciryl Gane, younger, taller, longer reach, longer leg reach, is fighting out of MMA Factory with Francis Ngannou, Nazardine Imavov, who we just saw fight last weekend.
Who brought it to Phil Hawes in that third round?
Dude, I had him winning. Good fight.
I had it as a draw.
Oh, that would have been sweet.
I thought he got the 10-8. I thought he got a 10-8 in the third.
Oh, okay. I like that. He has Gane has advantage in all striking and grappling stats. His striking stats are pretty amazing. He lands 5.6 per minute, absorbs 1.9 at 54% accuracy, 73% striking defense. Like people can't even touch him. And his grappling.
I'll read off his UFC opponents so far. Yeah. It's only been 4.
Mm-hmm.
Rafael Pessoa, Dontel Mays,
right?
Tanner Boser, who he beat by 30-26 on all judges' scorecards, unanimous decision.
That's awesome.
Tanner Boser has, that pretty good lateral movement for a heavyweight. Mm-hmm. Like very good at lateral movement.
Oh, amazing. He's so light. He's like 220 pounds.
Ciryl Gane just showed he was on a whole nother level than Tanner Boser.
Too big.
And then he finished Junior Dos Santos.
Yeah. If you didn't.
Plus, he has his first 2 UFC fights, he won by submission. So not only is he dangerous when it comes to just striking, he can choke you out.
You know what's pretty wild? He had one.
Gun is the real deal. How old is he? He's 27. He's 30. Okay, this guy, 30 when it comes to heavyweight is nothing. He's got 7 fights. Like, didn't take much damage. This guy is going to be a scary guy to fight. Put it this way. I think Ciryl Gane beats Francis Ngannou 8 times out of 10.
Wow. Yeah, that's a big statement, but I don't think it's necessarily that bold, actually. I think when you look at it and you figure out how good this guy really is, I don't think that's necessarily out of the realm of possibility. I'm going to talk about his grappling stats for a second real quick. Averages 1 takedown, 100% takedown defense, and how many fights, Dan? 4 fights, and at 60% accuracy. The guy knows how to, the guy knows his way, like on the ground. Jardinho Rozenstruik, on the other hand, he has never even shot for a takedown. He's one-sided. He's a kickboxer. He's 76-6 as a pro kickboxer. So he doesn't really have a ground game. So I'm gonna go Ciryl Gane. Yeah,
Ciryl Gane's a better striker.
Totally. And you know what? They have in MMA wise, they have like the same exact fight time. They both have like an hour of fight cage time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is such a surreal Gone lock for me. It's ridiculous.
yeah, I agree with you, Dan. I'm gonna go with I'm going Gone. I am not gonna pick against him ever since I watched that JDS fight.
Yeah,
Uh,
you took JDS back then, if I'm not mistaken.
oh yeah, I thought JDS was gonna get one more in before.
And I was like, no, 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 no. This guy's good.
Yeah,
He's got
and
for a heavyweight that's got bounced the way he does. Like he's got bounced the way like a 170-pound fighter would have.
yeah,
And he's 250 pounds.
like I said, dude, the fact that he's got 73% striking defense and only absorbs one strike per minute, that's unheard of. He will land five. He'll throw five punches, and the other guy will throw one in land. And you already got punched with five punches. You know what I mean?
Exactly. It's hard to hit him.
You can't hit him. 73%. It's unbelievable. And the fact that he's got 100% take that defense against guys that are studs. It's like,
Yeah, John Jones moving up to heavyweight was maybe not a good idea
yeah,
because
because this dude's going to knock your ass out, John Jones. Go back down and fight Izzy.
he's gonna kick you in the legs. He's gonna kick you to the body, and he's a better. He There's levels to the striking game, and he is on an almost Adesanya like level.
John Jones is gonna do that like cute oblique kick into Cyril Gane, and Cyril Gane's gonna feel like a tap or like a gnat, like on his leg. You know what I mean? He's not.
I mean, John Jones is gonna be 240 pounds of just shredded.
I know, but Cyril Gane's gonna kick his ass, dude.
I mean, yeah. We've been
Good fight.
talking about it. We're gonna drop a video on like 3 to 5 people that we can genuinely see beat John Jones in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Um, expect a video of that coming out this week.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, I think that wraps it up. We both got Surreal Gone. Whether by finish or not, I think he outclasses Rozenstruik in this fight.
Yeah. It's gonna be a banger. I
Yeah,
will say that.
the first round or two, Surreal Gone might be, like he's gonna be
Like timid.
patient. He's very patient, which I like.
Yeah. He's smart. He's smart.
Fight's very smart. That's why I compare him to. He's like a heavyweight Adesanya, southpaw.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
We actually, I'm looking through this right now, Dan. We agreed on a lot of these.
Yeah.
I like to see that. That gives me a new confidence when I'm making bets on the next Saturday. Who's your most confident? Oh, you have two locks. Dan's got two locks. He went Gone lock and also Angela Hill lock.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I gotta pick one lock tonight, I think I'm gonna go. It's kind of a weird one, but I really like Ronnie Lawrence. Is that weird?
No, not that weird.
No, yeah, I like Ronnie Lawrence. I also like Gone too. So that's a bigger name. Let's go with that one.
Yeah, Gone's a lock.
Gone's a lock. All right, Dan. I think we did pretty good. We're gonna wrap it up now.
Yeah.
Killed it.